Amara was a poor village girl who sold vegetables every morning to feed her sick grandmother. Everyone laughed at her old clothes, but she never gave up. One rainy evening, she found an old man lying unconscious by the roadside. Instead of ignoring him like everyone else, she carried him home and cared for him all night. The next morning, 3 black luxury SUVs stopped in front of her tiny house. Men in black suits stepped out. One of them bowed and said, "Miss Amara, the man you saved is one of the richest billionaires in the country. He wants to see you immediately." The whole village froze in shock. But nobody knew. Amara herself was hiding a secret that could change everyone's lives forever. The 3 black SUVs drove Amara through the city until they stopped in front of a breathtaking mansion with golden gates and beautiful gardens. Amara stepped out slowly, amazed. She had never seen such a place before. The security guards immediately opened the gates and saluted her. Inside the mansion, doctors and servants rushed around the elderly man she had rescued. As soon as the billionaire opened his eyes, he smiled. "Where is the young woman who saved my life?" Amara walked in nervously. The old man stretched out his hand and said, "Thank you for saving me. If not for you, I would be dead." Amara smiled gently. "I only did what anyone should do." The billionaire laughed. "No, not everyone would have stopped to help." He ordered his butler to bring out a suitcase. When the suitcase was opened, it was filled with bundles of cash. "This is a small gift for you." Amara shook her head. "I didn't save you because of money." Everyone in the room was shocked. The billionaire looked at her with admiration. At that moment, a glamorous young woman walked into the mansion. She froze the moment she saw Amara. Quietly, she whispered, "It can't be, she's still alive." Amara heard the voice and slowly turned around. The woman quickly forced a smile as if nothing had happened. But hidden behind her smile was fear. The glamorous woman quickly smiled and introduced herself. "My name is Vanessa. I manage some of Mr. Richard's businesses." Amara smiled politely, but she noticed Vanessa couldn't stop staring at her. Later that evening, the billionaire invited Amara to have dinner with him in the grand dining hall. As they talked, the billionaire looked closely at the necklace Amara was wearing. His face suddenly changed. "Where did you get that necklace?" he asked. Amara held it tightly. "My grandmother gave it to me before my parents died. She told me never to lose it." The billionaire's hands began to shake. He slowly opened an old family photo album. Inside was a picture of his daughter, who had disappeared over 20 years ago. She was wearing the exact same necklace. Vanessa secretly watched everything from the doorway. Fear filled her face. She quietly called someone on the phone. "They are beginning to suspect the truth. We have to stop this before it's too late." The next morning, the billionaire called his family doctor. "I want a DNA test immediately." Vanessa overheard the conversation. Without wasting a second, she whispered, "If that DNA test happens, everything I've worked for will be over." She smiled in front of everyone, but secretly began planning something dangerous. Vanessa knew she was running out of time. If the DNA test confirmed Amara's identity, she would lose everything she had spent years fighting to control. Late that night, Vanessa met 2 masked men in an abandoned warehouse. "I don't want her dead," she said coldly. "Just make sure she never reaches the hospital tomorrow." The men nodded and disappeared into the darkness. The next morning, Amara left the mansion with the family driver on the way to the hospital for the DNA test. Halfway there, a black van suddenly blocked the road. Masked men jumped out, smashed the car windows, and dragged Amara away. The driver tried to stop them but was knocked unconscious. Back at the mansion, the billionaire received a desperate phone call. "Sir, Miss Amora has been kidnapped." Without hesitation, he ordered all his security teams to search every road, hotel, and warehouse in the city. Meanwhile, Amora woke up tied to a chair inside a dark room. A masked man walked toward her. Just as he reached for her, another voice shouted from outside. "Stop. The boss says she's too valuable to hurt." Amora looked up, confused. Who was the mysterious boss giving the orders? Amora sat quietly in the dark warehouse, her hands tied to a wooden chair. She remembered her grandmother's words. Never give up, no matter how dark the night becomes. As the kidnappers argued outside, Amora noticed that the rope around one of her wrists had become loose. Slowly and carefully, she freed one hand. Just as she stood up, the warehouse door opened. One of the masked men walked in. Before he could react, Amora pushed over a nearby metal shelf. It crashed to the floor with a loud bang, blocking his path. She ran through a back door into the night. The kidnapper shouted, "Stop her!" Several men chased after her through the abandoned buildings. Meanwhile, the billionaire's security team traced the kidnapper's phone signal to the same area. Black SUV sped toward the warehouse. Amora reached the edge of the road, exhausted and frightened. Headlights suddenly appeared in the darkness. She froze, unsure whether the people inside the approaching vehicles were there to rescue her or capture her again. The SUV doors opened. A familiar voice called out, "Amora, don't be afraid. We are here for you." She looked up in disbelief. Standing beside the vehicle was the billionaire himself. But hidden behind the trees, Vanessa watched everything unfold. She clenched her fist and whispered, "This isn't over, not even close."